Hey there, thanks for clicking on this video. In this video, I'm going to cover Wix Studio and Framer. I'm going to build a hero section which will show you the process of creating in Wix Studio and also in Framer. I'm going to use a stopwatch on my PC to see how long Wix Studio takes and how long Framer takes to build out that section with mobile responsiveness. Okay, so now I'm in my Figma design. I have already opened my Framer project and the Wix Studio project. So I'm in my Figma design where I'm going to create this hero section in both the platforms, and let's see how long it takes to build a layout like this in Wix Studio and Framer. So before that, let me open my stopwatch. So let's start. I'm not going to create the header, I'm just going to create the hero section. That's it, and let's see how long it takes. Okay, so for Framer, let's start. Okay, so I'm in Framer now, and I already have a project. Desktop size, mobile and tablet I'll create in a while, but here the way I work is like, let's say for this one, I like to create the container. Let's say for example this container we have. So I think I would prefer 1132 pixels width. But here I think let's go with this one. I think this is the best size, I would say. I think it's a 1280 size. Let's go with the 1280 by default. Here in the Framer, I'm going to width it's 1280, and for the layout I'm going to make it like stack and top from vertical mode. So that your layout is in the vertical mode. So first thing first, we need is a heading, paragraph, and a button. So in Framer you don't get all those things here ready like Wix Studio. But yes, if you want to create pre-built libraries, then you can create, but here I'm planning to create it from scratch. Okay, so on the both the sides, I first thing what I do, I prefer to create a container. A container which is like, let's say, 132 pixels. Let's go with that. And that's my container. I'll make it like full, but I want to give it a max width of 1280 pixels. Sorry, 1280 pixels. This is what I prefer to give it. 1280 pixels fixed width. And here I would like to go into layers and call it container. See, this is what you prefer. Must, I would suggest to give proper names to your elements, whatever the elements you are using. Okay, here we want to add three items. First, I want to add a text. Here I don't have any predefined assets, anything. Not the text or anything. So what I'll do, I'll just have to create it from scratch. Let's say my headline here. Let's go and copy the text from here, save it. Okay, now the text is here. I'm going to use my eyeballs here. I'm not going to create the perfect size, but let's use 48 of heading. Center. And then we have a paragraph. Let's copy the content of this paragraph. You can use the Figma to this wait, just give me a moment. Let me use 16 pixels here, and I have that. And now I need a button. So for button, what I do, I create a frame, and inside that I put a text, like this. And I would call it start free trial. Start free. Sorry for this. So this is now my button. So I'll just go to the layout. No need to use this gap. I want it to be fixed content, fit to content, and now inside that I can add my person. From top I want it like 16, or let's say 16 from top. From bottom 16 again. I'm not sure why it's not using. Okay, now 24 from the right and left. So now it's my button. And for border radius, I want to give it like 4 to this button. And for the color, let's make it black. field should be black, and the text inside that, let's make it white, right? And so now I will just simply go and convert these items for these all these items inside this tag you have. I will make it like, let's say, stack. I prefer to use stack here. So now if, as you can see, I just have to give the gap between those items. Let's say for now, let's use 16 or 24 for now. This is a demo I'm giving you, right? So we have something to look. Okay, now we have our hero section ready here, right? So as far as I go, right, so it will, the content max width would be 1280 or 1232, whatever I gave it here. It was 1280, right? So 1280 would be the max width of this item. Okay, so now we have these hero sections, that item is ready. So now we want the image also here. So what I'll do, again, I will just copy paste this whole content here. Now we have, okay, let me just take it here, and inside that let me delete the content. We don't need the content, but we can add this image inside because I already have the image from my sorry for that, let's use that. Okay, so I have the image, and for this one, let's make it, so I prefer to make it large, right? And then for this image, let's go and make it like this. So I'm here right now, I'm not focusing on pixel perfect items, right? I'm just doing it to show you how easy it is to make a website, right? So now we have the image. I'm not going to use any layouts here, but now as you can see, we have this hero content ready in Framer. How long did it take? It took me like 6 minutes and 1 second, right? Let's say 6 minutes and 1 second for this hero section. And now let's say we create in Wix Studio, right? So again, let's see how long it takes. Let me do it again. Okay, so now here, as per this, we need a content. So here in Wix Studio, you get so many things pre-built, right? So if I go to text, I have the heading styles ready, right? I have the heading styles, so I want H1 or let's say H2. I take H2 for that part, and here I want for this section, click on the sections and use a two rows item, the layout item, right? For 2 rows, and here I can give it something like alignments to it, and then again I go, if I go back to it, I can add a text from there to add it to my site. And if I want to add a button, I can definitely add a button from here. These buttons, this is my button now. So I have everything pre-built in this Wix Studio, right? So here I can make it a stack like we did in Framer, right? So wait, okay, I can align it, and I can give it, let's say, 24 pixels of gap between the items. So here you don't need to create stack, right? You can just, let's say, if you want to reduce the gap, you can do it here. But whereas in Framer, you have to create another stack. You have to stack these items, and then you can give spacing. You have to stack this item, and then you can give spacing individually, right? So here we have a title, and here let's go to Framer in Figma. Here I will copy text as it is. So I just want it to be like this, smarter. So as you can see, I think the size of our item is perfect, right? And for this one, I will go with this, and for the width part, I will, let's change it to something else for this. So here they give you predefined header and footers also. So right now I'm using the scaled version of Wix Studio, right? It means if I zoom, if larger screens, right, if my website is open on larger screen, it will automatically scale the fonts and the buttons and everything. If it's on the smaller, as you can see, it will become it will shrink automatically, right? So I don't need to worry about the responsiveness of it for now. but if you look at the spacing between the items, it is also increasing, so I don't like that. What I mostly prefer to do is I prefer to have a static pixels here, right? And let's make it 20 to see. Now if you will increase it, nothing will happen that much, right? Okay, so that's how you do that. And now here if I go to this site style, here I want to give it like 1280, right? The max content. And let me go to this section grid here. Here I can have this apply max width. It's already set to whatever the sections we have, we can just shoot apply max width, right? So if you don't know css html basics, then Wix Studio is better for you. If you know all those things, then Framer is better for you, right? Okay, so now let's use image we have here on in the site files. Here you get 10 GB free. On your free plan you get 10 GB of items that you can upload, right? I'm not sure about Figma Framer now, but as you can see now, I have the image and I just need to increase the height of my items here, right? So as you can see, okay, I just need to give it this and fit to bounding box. Let me go to settings and fit to fill, not fill but fit to bounding box, to make it fit properly here. And you can make changes, right? Right now I'm just doing this eyeballing thing, and I just wanted to show you how easy it is to create these kind of layouts in Wix Studio, right? So if I give it this one 600, right? Look at this, right? So 600, and I think this is the perfect size. Left for this one, let's go to 250. And just see, I don't suggest you follow this way, but I'm showing you this is how you can create websites. But if you want to learn more about Wix Studio and Framer in depth, you can watch my crash course on my this YouTube channel. You can subscribe to this channel also if you want to learn more from the future videos, right? So this is how you can create. So let me see my stopwatch. So it took me 5 minutes, right? Almost 1 minute lesser than Framer, right? But I have showed you some more things here. I showed you how you can do that stuff, right? I just explained you these things. So to me personally, I feel Wix Studio is the best option for non-technical guys. If you're technical, means if you know the basics of css html and javascript, but let's put the javascript aside, but let's say css and html, then this is best option for you, Framer. But if you don't know anything of that and want to create yourself, right, you can choose this for your website, right? Okay, so desktop version is done. Now let's talk about the responsiveness. Responsiveness is very easy. In both the websites you get the responsive. Here you can just create the breakpoints. I want to create the tablet, and then I can create the font breakpoints from here, and I just need to make these small changes from here, right? So this is like, it was large, so I'll just simply scroll it to this size and this one, right? So here you need to learn all those things. So if you want to learn more, I just told you, you can watch the video and proper development of Framer websites and all, right? So if you I'm just doing my eyeballing thing here and just adjusting the things here out here, right? But for this one, let's say if I just do this, right? I think it's not a best approach, but this is how you can adjust things in Wix Studio in Framer to create a website properly that you want, right, for your business, right? So I'm just doing eyeballing here and making it responsive, but this is not the best way to make responsive, right? Okay, now let's talk about Wix Studio. Here in Wix Studio, here is my tablet version. Okay, as you can see, I don't have to do anything, it's already done there, right? I just need to increase the font size of this element, let's say 36 or 36. That's good, because I'm using the scale version, as I mentioned before, right? That's why it's automatically shrinking and doing stuff. But if I just use that dragging and dropping feature of this, I can easily create these layouts in Wix Studio. I prefer to use all the platform, but depends on the client's requirements, right? So here I have my hero sections, responsiveness, right? And this size you have to increase right from here, or you can by default give these sizes. And here again I have the layout. I just need to make sure that it's perfectly done here, right? So sometimes my laptop is running very slow. So as you can see, I have the sizes. I can just increase the size and I can view them. So here it's 24. No, I want 32 or something. Oh, sorry, 32 of font size. And for this one, let's use 16 again. And for your button, let's make your button 40 on the mobile size, and the text make its size to 16, or let's say 14 or something. Now as you can see, you have a proper uh, heading, and the paragraph sizes here, let's make it 28 to fit it well. And now you have a hero section here, and let me just give it, let's say 14 to make it look much better, right? So this is how you can create the responsiveness in Wix Studio, right? So now let's move on to the animations part, right? So as per our list, now is the animation part. So animations, it's very easy and very amazing in Framer, right? Again, it's also easy in Wix Studio. So here select your elements, whether it's an individual elements or the whole stack. I'm going to use the whole stack here. And if I come here and say, let's say on appear, whenever it's appear, right, I want to do this animation. I just want to use uh, let's say slide in from bottom, right? So if I go and play it, as you can see, you can customize this also. Now it's like very funky, right? It just comes in. So I want to use it like, let's say ease, and with ease I prefer to use this size. And now let's just check it out, right? You can play with the timings, right? It's very easy. And now let's create this animation in Wix Studio. It's also easy here in Wix Studio. So I'll again create this cell, right? And I want to run or let's say I create this tag here again. And I if I go to click on that bolt like icon here, and on the entrance I want to slide, right? I want to slide, yes, but slide from where? I want to slide it from bottom. It's already by default there. It's 1.2 is already given, but I want to use 0.8. And now if I test this, as you can see, it's very easy, right, to create these animations. But if you are looking to create engaging animations, modern animations, then you need to learn about the animations in Framer. You can use the scroll animations, you can use these layer and view animations in Framer to create amazing parallax animations and all. But here in Wix Studio, I don't need to do that. If I click on, let's say on up here, I want to do these shape animations or anything that I can do from blur also. So everything is predefined and pre-built here that I can use here in Wix Studio, right? Okay, so animation part is done. Now let's move on to the SEO. For SEO purpose, every website needs SEO, right? Because they want to rank in Google and also in the AI search visibility, right? So how you can do that? You can click on your these three dots, right, and go to SEO basics. You can add your SEO basics, your title, your paragraph, and also you can enable this toggle for the search index. And also the advanced SEO, if you want to use the structured data markup, all these things you can do it from here. If you want to update the data for your homepage, OG images and the OG content, that whenever you share it on social media platforms, this will be shown to your users, right? So this is what you can do. And if you want more of these, you can definitely go to your site tools, and from here, let's say if I go to tools, I can see, just give me a moment, I can see the SEO here, right? I click that, I can do more stuff over there, and I can run my website from here. I don't need to go to Google Analytics or Search Console or anything, right? I can do everything here. Now let's talk about in Framer. Okay, so for SEO, I need to do from here for these ones, right? So I have, let's say, the site level SEO here, my site names and everything I can edit from here, right? It's very easy and simple. You can do it from there, and also you can do it, I think, from here also, right? For your website, you can see the analytics for your page settings. You can do it from here, your page settings, right? Embed codes, headings, and you can do stuff from here, right? It's easy for both of the platforms. You can use apps to integrate with third parties, right? Here in Wix they have a huge market of app which you can take the leverage of, and also in Framer, I think pretty much apps are there, whatever the apps that we require to have in our websites, right? Now let's talk about the custom code. Here, if you look at in Framer, you can easily add the custom code from here, right? You're heading the site level custom code and also the page level custom code. If I go to my page, I can see the page level custom code here, right? I can add my page level. So means if I need to add code some that runs on my home page only, then I can add here. If you want some codes to run on all of the pages, that you can add on the site level. You can also create in the assets. If you look at here, you can create this code, new code files you can create from here, and you can run it on your Framer sites. Whereas in Wix Studio, you can also get this custom code just like that. You can go to the site settings, and from there you can add head and the body codes there for let's say some scripts you get from third parties like HubSpot or Calendly. You can do that easily. But if you want to do major stuff, right, major stuff like want to build an web app, if you want to build a web app, then you can use this code feature of Wix Studio. You can enable it from here, from this code. You must have a little bit of knowledge or the full knowledge of Velo to create this. You can use the add global CSS file from here. You have master JavaScript file to here. You can have this backend and public. You have databases, you have packages and app. You can use install npm packages, Velo packages, custom apps you can create. You get the developer tools, so many things you can get here, logging and all these items that you need. AI code assistance, you can ask AI to add any features that you want to in your website, right? You can definitely ask it here. You have the resources where you can learn these tutorials and everything, right? The same thing is available like the resources on Framer site also, right? So now let's move on to pricing section of this website, right? So I want to let's say go to, if I go to pricings, okay, so here are the plans for Framer, and here are the plans for Wix Studio, right? So let me show you. For Framer, it's like for basic websites, if you need, it's 361 rupees. I'm talking about in Indian rupees, right? So in your country, if you are from US, UK or Australia, it will be in your currency, right? So for us, it's in our currency. It's at this price, right, where we get connected domain, AI powered design tools, and all these built-in SEO, all these things, but you don't get CMS at this price. But if I talk about Wix Studio, I'm paying 230 rupees, right? And in Framer it's 361, but in 230 rupees I'm getting so many things, CMS, site analytics, and domain for a 1 month. Whereas in Framer I don't get those at 361, right? So I personally prefer to go with Wix Studio because my most of the websites are on Wix Studio now, right? It used to be on Webflow and Framer, but now it's on Wix Studio because of the pricing and the features I get with it, right? Here you see if it's annual price, right, 1,000 rupees, right? Mostly like let's say around 10 or $12, I guess, right, per month for this one, right? If you build annually and you get all this, but here I get so many things at this point. If I go to this, if I choose this plus plan, right, of that, which is way cheaper than this pro plan of Framer, I get so many things there, right? 120 GB of media storage, right? Who gives you this much of features and these items in your plans, right? Not even Webflow, right? So I also have the Webflow versus Wix Studio video. If you want to learn more about that, you can also watch that. So I prefer, so to me, if we talk about workspace, it's fine. All of are similar, right? Webflow, Framer, and Wix Studio. But if you talk about the responsiveness, the ease of adding the elements to the website. Okay, now so we have compared both platforms, Wix Studio and Framer, in this whole video, right? And I hope now you have more clarity to which tool to choose for your client's requirements, right? So I prefer Wix Studio for more of like local businesses and startup websites, but still I prefer it for e-commerce websites also. For Framer, what I have seen so far with Framer, the requirements I get is for the startups and only the agency websites, not that much of the different verticals of businesses, right? They are not asking for Framer, they're asking for whether it's Webflow or Wix Studio, right? So both platforms are great, but I personally love Wix Studio because Wix Studio is the best platform I have seen in the last 2 years, right? If we compare Webflow, Wix Studio, and Framer, right? Because it gives you so many things at this much of price. It's way cheaper, but gives you so many features, pre-built elements that you can use. You don't need to have a technical knowledge. You don't need to be a developer, coding expert, right? So from estimations, SEO, custom code, everything you get free in Wix Studio. And for me, I would vote for Wix Studio, but now it's up to you what you want to choose. Have you used any of these two tools? If you did, please let me know in the comments so that we can discuss more on that, right? So which is the best tool and all, right? Let's discuss more on these. And I hope you have enjoyed this video. And if you did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more, so whenever I upload a new video on my channel, so you get the notification in your inbox. Until next time, happy creating.